Well, it probably started out that way, but here's a funny thing. Now, I was out of the car business for like 18 years, and I just got back in the business back in December of 2023. Um, so there's a lot of funny stories from the guys that have been in business during COVID, and here's what I find hilarious is they some of these car prices that you see were kind of okay. Okay, so here's a little bit of what happened. Now, on one hand, it's you had all these dealerships who were used to having like hundreds of cars in the lot, and they have to make X amount of dollars just to keep the lights on and pay payroll, and, to just keep the doors open. And they were able to do that with, selling X amount of cars every month and making this amount of money on each one. Then all of a sudden the happens, and now they have this small amount of inventory, and they still have to make that big nut every month to just keep the doors open. And so now they start going, well, we have, instead of hundreds of cars, we have only a few. So they got to mark them up. And then this mixture of greed and, oh my God, we have to make more money on lesser units kicks in. And I know everybody wants to just assume that the whole thing was greed, but it wasn't all greed. Some of it was just survival. It was survival mixed with greed. I mean, okay, we're being real here. We're all adults, right? But then here's what happens. So you take something like this Maverick, ironically. It's $27,000, and the dealers go, well, the normal $600 in markup on this car is not going to work for us, so that $27,000, we need $37,000 for this vehicle, and do you want it or not? And people go, okay. But then the manufacturers went, oh, you can get another $10,000 for that? We had no clue. Hold on a minute. And then they go over and grab that invoice and they go, you got that invoice out where you buy that for, sorry, hold on a minute. We're gonna need we're marking it up. And the dealers were like, that $10,000 was our money, and the manufacturers go, you mean my money, like Debo. And then the dealers try to mark it up again. The manufacturer said, you mean we could get more than that? And then and you had this like teeter-totter of greed. So that happened. That's part of why the Maverick is probably not a $23,000 vehicle. But there's an interesting thing here that you bring up. Let's go see what the least expensive Maverick in the United States is right now that somebody could buy, just for fun if you want. Let's take a look and find out where it is and who has it and what the MSRP is, at least. Let's do it. Let's check it out and see what the least expensive, because the dealers can order it. And keep in mind, people are going, wow, if it could be so cheap, why isn't everyone? Because you can pick out what options come on it, okay? It's just like going and building a hamburger. If you go somewhere and like a basic burger is $10 and cheese is another 50 cents, well, if you want, like this is a W8A. That means it's a hybrid XL, okay? And this one has Copilot 360. So that means it has lane keeping. Well, it's $650 for that. So it has like lane keeping and adaptive power mirrors. There's a few things in it that come in that package. The hybrid engine's another $1,500. It's an option, okay? You don't have to get all that. You can order one that doesn't have this stuff, and it's less. So there's options that you order, and the dealer when they order vehicles, they can put whatever options on it. They don't have to order the barest of bones all the time. So that's why not everyone is going to have the same prices for the same vehicle, but they start there, and then as you add on, it goes up. So let's go look. Let's jump on the locator. Let's find who has the least expensive Maverick in the country right now as of, what is it, June 12th? June 12th, 2024. Okay, let's go find the least expensive Maverick in the country. Let's do a fresh search. Let's go down here to Ford Maverick. Select model year 2024. Our body style is going to be either a W8B, which means it's an XL all-wheel drive with a 2.0 engine, or a W8A, which means it is a hybrid with a 2.5 engine. We don't need to worry about any of our other options, but if, let's say, you told me you needed a vehicle that had to have, I don't know, a tow package, I could select these things here, or I could pick by colors, or if I needed to exclude a color, or if you told me the vehicle must not have an engine block heater, for example. I could say, find me vehicles that do not have engine block heaters, whatever. But none of this stuff really matters. Or I could search by price range if you need it. It's got lots of options, but we don't need any of that. We're looking for the cheapest ones possible. Okay, now, right off the bat, it's gonna tell me, it's gonna look for dealerships in my proximity. We're not worried about that. We wanna search through the entire United States. So I'm gonna click all dealerships and update. Then I want to go over here. I want to click MSRP to sort from the least expensive. And it's going to show me one right off the bat that shows $24,995, but it is an order type A, which means that's an A plan customer. That is a Ford employee or their family, and they get Ford employee pricing. So that probably isn't available. And even though it says it's been here 173 days, that red right there means it's only probably showing up their inventory still because there's a recall. That vehicle probably is gone. And then these other ones, these order type 5Bs, these are fleet orders. So those are probably gone also. Or they're not available to you, they were ordered for fleet customers. So we're gonna go back over here, we're gonna hit our filters. Let's look for order type 2s. Order type 2s are anything that a dealership orders for a stock order. That's what when you come in and we have vehicles that are out on the front lines for sale, typically the 99% of the time those are stock orders that we ordered and built in the way we wanted them to sell to customers. I'm also going to include order type 1s because there's been a lot of customer orders lately that took forever to get in, and people just said, you know what, you took forever, I don't want it anymore. Okay, I'm going to refresh my search dealerships for the whole entire United States. And I'm going to go over here and click my MSRP button again. Make sure my filters are set. Okay. So we start off with a bunch of order type 1s. But our very first order type 2, which, you know, this one shows 20. I don't know why they put that one at the top. It keeps coming. 25,410. These are ones, so right here in our first 20, but it's still the same price, 25,410 for a stock order Ford Maverick. Oh, that one's in plant. So let's go to the next one. BP Ford of Long Beach, right there. BP Ford of Long Beach, hypothetically, has the lowest priced MSRP Maverick in the country. Window stickers for $25,410. I don't know if they have add-ons or anything like that, but you can see, I mean, its base price is $23,815, so it is a $23,000 truck plus destination and delivery. I mean, it is bare bones. They didn't order anything extra on this thing. So, BP Ford of Long Beach. There's a bunch of dealerships that have these very base Fords or Mavericks. Casa Ford, Bickford Ford, Stuteville Ford of Ponca City, Crow Model Ford. There's Jim Bass Ford. There's a lot of dealerships that have these Mavericks at that price point. And they're order type 1s, order type 2s. So they're out there. It's just how a dealer orders them. They don't have to order everything as base model. They can add whatever they want to. If they want to order it with, you know, like this one here with the Copilot 360, they can do that. You know, and that costs more. They want to order full-size spare tire, whatever it may be. They can do that, just like a customer can. Yeah, they're out there. There's a lot of them, actually. They're just spread out.